actually respect that. I said, I think Henry hurt his feelings. I said, and you'd have a very interesting conversation on, Henry has a claim to GOAT, but Conor has claim to GOAT. And I said, I think that Conor admired Henry, and then when he got called out by him, I think it, he was getting called out by somebody like.
If you really see my breakdowns, like, it's honest breakdowns.
Which I said, I'm sorry to hijack your story, but I said that. I said, and what's confusing is I didn't know if Henry was doing the cringe stick because the advice he gave him was very real advice. It had to do with distance, which Conor takes seriously, and Henry's a master of. Anyway, I was cutting you off so you know I read your mind.
Good.
I read your mind,
but
so
of
I
course.
wanted you to know that
But I'm glad you see it, Chubb, because other people would think I'm just trolling.
Right.
But in reality, I'm telling you the truth.
Yes.
And there's a 2% troll in there. But it's all facts.
You had just a brilliant piece that no one saw. You introduced yourself to Volkanovski, and you were telling him, hey man, I just want to test myself against you. You're a great fighter. I'm world champion, 135 UFC, world champion, 125 UFC, Olympic champion. You told him the whole resume like he wouldn't know it.
Yeah.
It was so funny to me. When you were explaining to him, I would like to test myself, 145 UFC, and then whenever you say Olympic champion, you don't say champion. You say, how do you say? You say champion. Yeah. You say it like the French announcer says.
Yeah, Olympique champion.
There you go. Yes. And so you broke that, and I'm just like, if Volkanovski can't appreciate this, he doesn't know what he's in the middle of right now.
And I'll be quite honest with you, Chael. I personally, like, deep down, I think this dude respects me. I know he does.
Sure.
But I also feel like there's a little bit of fear in him.
Sure.
To lose to somebody that talks a lot of shit.
Sure.
And I'm not sure if I think he'll fight me, but I'm not sure. I think I'm the last opponent maybe Volkanovski really wants to take a chance with.
But you gotta feel a little about it each time you watch him. I mean, he's better than we knew he was. I mean, the way he beat Max, we didn't know he was that good. Come on.
Yeah, but can I tell you something?
Beats him for 5 straight rounds. Come on.
But can I tell you something about that fight too? Yeah. Max was the exact same fighter.
Yeah.
You do this, okay? I said at the beginning, I said, if Max doesn't change, like Volkanovski's just gonna counter him. He's gonna come in, he's gonna strike, and it's about adjusting. I think that's the key for me when I fight, Chael, is I can adapt and I can make those adaptations on the fly. Mm-hmm. That's a true IQ. A true IQ is what can you do in that split of a second. Mm-hmm. You see, so I just don't feel Max has that.
I hear what you're saying. That's a very good point that he was the same guy. It's just, as good as Volk is, I think he's better than we thought. Well, they moved him to number 1. They moved him in front of Kamaru. This is before the Leon fight. They moved Volkanovski to number 1 in the world.
Well, who did?
The official ranking committee, which I know is anything but official, but it's all we got in our industry.
I'll be honest with you, I'm not mad at it. Little cleaner striking than Kamaru, I will say that. I still want to take my shot, Chael. Like that's the only fight that really matters to me.
You're looking lean, by the way. Yeah. You starting to get serious?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can tell. I told you about my morning. I'm under contract officially with Bellator, and so I had 3 calls from Mike Hogan and 3 calls from Jake Paul, all in the same 3-minute period. So I thought, I was getting a call, but it's not what it was. It's purely a coincidence, but. But you're looking like I can tell you've been training.
Yeah.
I'm in here getting my sweat on. Like I think you and I have the same fantasies, in our own way. We see a vision of hope. And that never goes away.
Yeah.
I mean, you know that. I bet you get a little. That's not going to go away.
Yeah, but
2030, you're going to feel it in 32.
if you were in my position, Chael, how is it that you would get a fight? I've tried trolling.
Yes.
I tried being respectful. I mean, what is it that's missing on my end to get Dana White to sign that damn contract to make me fight the super fight? Because they're going to end up giving this stupid 3-division champ dumb stuff to either Conor or Israel. Sure. What is it that I'm doing wrong? That I'm putting people away. I've done things in sports that nobody has.
I'm assuming that Dana sees it the same way as a different outsider sees it, right? He's just a person. And when you came back, did not know if you were kidding. It was as simple as that. You were talking about I'm going to go 35. You're talking about I'm going to go 45. Volkanovski, to your point, was staying a little bit quiet, but Aljo thought it was going to happen until he saw some room with Dillish. And I just didn't know, is he serious? Is he coming back? And all of a sudden you're in somebody's corner. Then you're in announcing fights. I'm just like, I didn't know if you. I mean, I don't know until I just saw you right now, and you're down 20 pounds.
Yeah.
that you entered the pool, and so that was a good sign. But I mean, I have a feeling to some degree that that's probably Dana's thought is, hey man, am I going to spend my time on this? And this guy's not really. What's he doing? But maybe I think there's probably a piece of Dana. It's like, man, I don't know, what's he doing?
But even if that was true, I still feel, Chael, that I can roll off the couch and beat these dudes.
Sure.
Like, I'm that confident. You know what I mean? Like, of course, with time. But,
Sure.
I don't know. I think just the experience that wrestling has taught me, and just the championship mentality and everything that I've gone through in sports, is just like, come on, are you going to doubt me again?
It's hard to imagine that you would come back and not walk right into a number one contendership, just to use other guys. George St. Pierre comes to mind, or even what John Jones is doing. But, I mean, if I'm Dana, I don't want to. I can't look like a sucker. Is this guy going to fight? And I know that you're sincere. I'm sure that's hard to hear. But if I was to guess why Dana he doesn't want to get played.
Yeah. No, the first time I didn't play him, really, I just told him I'm done. I retired on that on that Monday. I didn't spend 6 months holding on to the belt, a year. I gave him that belt, my belt, on that Monday.
Sure.
Here's my pink slip.
Sure.
You know, I want to go off to the sunset.
Sure.
My retirement was sincere. Like, I was just, my pay wasn't being up. I'm doing all this entertainment for just, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just didn't feel that mutual respect. What I mean by respect is financially.
Sure.
You know, come on, up me a little bit, man. Up me a little bit.
Right.
You know, especially when somebody gives you their word that you win a second bout, you get an action. You know, you're gonna be making heavyweight money.
Sure.
And this is where I felt played.
Sure.
You know, so I'm just like, all right, dude, I'm done playing. Like, you know what I mean? I'm gonna take my ball and I'm just gonna leave. Or you know what? You can have your ball and I'm just gonna leave.
No, I remember it quite well, and it did turn out you were sincere. I mean, I remember what Dana said. He said, Henry can think on this. I'm going to a matchmaker meeting on 2 Tuesdays. He was out of town for 1 week, and he said, I'm going to make the title fight there. With him, if he's still the champ or not. I mean, no, I remember how it all went. But hey, you were asking for a raise in the middle of a pandemic. There was no crowd. You were.
No. But the raise started way before that. Way before that. The second time that I was going to fight TJ.
All right. The discussions were
Yes. And I already told Dana. And I already talked about retirement to Dana. I'm like, Dana, like, I've done everything that I've ever wanted to in sports. You know, the 2-sport world champ. I'm going to go up. I know I'm going to win this belt. And at that time, I was supposed to fight TJ. He tested positive for EPO. And I ended up fighting Marlon Moraes, beat him, put him away. And I'm just like, all right, I'm ready. Nada.
No.
You know, I think that's just the biggest thing, Chael. It's like,
Sure.
when, you know, and then it was just like, I'm not mad at Dana. That's the biggest thing, because it is his company. It is his business. Mm-hmm. I just happen to be a fighter. You want to call me an employee? Okay. An employee doesn't have to work. But now it's like, all right, man. Like, you know, I had a chance to kind of step away, got some time, and that's what I really want. So if I have to go back and if I have to go down 135 pounds and beat these tomato cans and then go up to fight him, then that's probably the route that I'm going to have to go.
Sure.
But I don't know if they want to do that.
Sure.
So either I go back and fight these 2 tomato cans, or give me Volkanovski, the pound-for-pound king, against a 2-division Olympic champ at Triple C.
I'm taking your question as very sincere. The question that you asked a moment ago, which is why am I not getting these fights? Maybe I'm taking it too sincere, but I'm not sure Dana knows that you're serious. I think that's the answer to your question. Whenever you do it or whenever you take him, there's always a little bit of a smile or there's a little bit of a laugh, and I don't know that he's convinced that Triple C's coming back to win the belt that he never lost.
Well, you know me though too. Like, part of my laugh, my small laugh, I'm cool. I really am corny and cringy in real life. You know what I mean?
No, I get texts and people put like an LOL or an emoji in there. It's like, okay, but wait a minute, were we serious about this or are we? And I'm just saying, sometimes when you speak, I don't know that he knows you're sincere. I don't think that he's turning down a
Yeah.
triple
Okay. So
champ.
then, what would I do then? What would I do then, Chael, to be able
Can you
to?
get in front of him? Can you get? I know Ali can, but I mean, can you get in? Hey, I need 5 minutes.
Yeah, I tried texting him. He hasn't texted me back. I think he's a little butthurt, man, because I kind of went in on him. You know what I mean? You saw some of the stuff that I wrote. You dropped a penny, you know.
Well, I took it all as a joke. I thought you guys had a banter. As you're giving me more info, I'm just gathering, man. I don't know if he knows that you're.
But
serious.
something I will say is Dana probably respects me more than as a fighter, as a competitor, probably more than anybody in the UFC. But I think for that same reason, I'm not sure if he's willing to take that gamble, especially if I beat Volkanovski. What's this kid gonna do
That's
next?
right. What's he gonna do when he's got my belt? Right.
Yeah.
No,
So
no,
that's
it's
kind of
real.
where I'm.
It's
That's
real.
kind of where
Yeah.
I understand Dana too.
Yeah.
And I can give him my word, but I don't know how much my word means anything. What does bother me, Chael, is that I did have those conversations in closed doors until I had to make it public.
Sure.
You know, and there's still no animosity. I still respect my boss. I respect Dana like you wouldn't believe, because where he took in the UFC and where the sport is at now.
Sure.
I mean, hate him or love him.
I will tell you, there's two moves that he respects. This will get you a long way. If you, a handwritten letter has to be now. Don't type it out. It has to be a handwritten letter. And the other one that he respects is if you show up to his office and you don't have a meeting, you refuse to leave. There's guys that have sat there for 6 and 7 hours before. And Dana goes, "He's still here. Fuck, bring him in."
Yeah.
That's a true. I could give you a couple of stories where that actually happened. So if you have a meeting with Dana and you can't get it, and you show up and you say, I'm waiting for Dana, you might spend the day there, but you'll get that meeting before he leaves. He appreciates it. What? Well, everybody has something they like. I'm telling you. And handwritten is another thing. Goes a long ways. You know, he gets letters from fans all the time. Just to give you an example, he has since he started this company. And there's things that, you know, he responds. He's a team that'll respond. But if you handwrite the letter, it's a different category you go into as to how the response is. Yeah. They'll send you a gift. I mean, I'm just saying it's different. A handwritten letter, for whatever reason, how he was raised, it means something different.
I'm gonna take you up on that, Chuck. I think that's a good idea.
You know, I consider it. Yeah. Because I don't know that he knows I'm guessing, man. I've never asked him. I don't think he knows you're serious, because I didn't know you're serious. Yeah. And I've asked you that privately. Every time I'm with you in Florida, I've said, "Hey, Henry, hey, man, are we really doing this?" Yeah. You're like, "Yeah, we're doing it. We're fighting Conor McGregor at 155. It's like, wait a minute. I read the article was we're fighting Aljo at 135. Nah, you know, we're probably going to go through Max, and then we're going to fight Volkanovski. Okay, but that's at 145. Like, Henry, are we serious?"
I get it. Hearing it from that point of view, Chael, I get it. You know what I mean? And it's cool, and I appreciate the honesty, because I can get where people can kind of be confused. You know, or is he in or not?
Well, I'm glad you said that, because I was hesitant to speak that plainly. I was a little hesitant, you know. I don't want to be the messenger that told you, but yeah. If he knows you're back, it's very different than if you're thinking about coming back. It's very different. He's going to hear that very different.
Yeah.
Chill, what is going on here?
You know,
Subscribe to my YouTube channel. So thank you guys again for watching. It means a lot to me. So you guys remember, there's more breakdowns, there's more technique, there's more tactics, and there's definitely more cringe. So make sure to subscribe and click on that button. I'm out!